Welcome back to Pindrop Perspectives. On this week's episode, Mark and Jen take a look at an original concept for a TV thriller called Farmer's Market. Mark's ready to start this deep dive, so I'll turn it over to him.
Okay, let's dive into something pretty intriguing today. You know how sometimes you hear a pitch for a new show and it just clicks?
Yeah, it's rare. That feeling that it could be like the next Breaking Bad, something really immersive.
Exactly. And based on the notes and articles you've shared, we might have found a concept that has that kind of potential.
We're talking about a potential live-action series. It's called Farmer's Market.
Right.
Came from Eugene, Mont, and Thomas Muller at Pindrop Entertainment, actually conceived way back in 2016. It's been sort of bubbling away.
So it's been in development, conceptually at least, for a while.
Yeah, and now they're revealing some really compelling stuff about the narrative.
Okay, so for this deep dive, think of us as your guides. We're sifting through the material you sent, pulling out the key nuggets.
And the mission today is really to look at the viability, you know? Could Farmer's Market work as a live-action show?
We'll unpack the story, how the characters feel, and just give some insights into what this could actually become for you, the listener, if it gets the green light.
What grabs you first is the core idea. They started with basically synthetic heroin in a small northeastern town.
Okay, familiar territory, maybe.
A little, yeah. And they definitely had that Breaking Bad ambition, but crucially, they wanted a twist right away.
Something different.
Exactly. They even mentioned wanting to, and this is a quote, increase knowledge and exposure of the drug through the means of entertainment. So maybe a bit more than just drama.
Interesting goal.
Yeah.
So how do they immediately try to break that Breaking Bad mold? You mentioned a twist.
Well, the protagonist, it's not your typical Walter White figure, not a male anti-hero.
Okay.
Instead, it's someone you really wouldn't expect. A woman, a widowed farmer in her 40s.
A farmer. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. No kids, but a big extended family. And she's struggling, trying to keep the farm going in what they call a new world economy.
That is unexpected. A female farmer lead in a drug show.
It's a radical departure, right? Put someone really relatable, potentially, at the center of this huge criminal thing.
So the farmer angle, how does that work beyond just being unexpected? Does it add layers?
Oh, absolutely. It's strategic. It grounds the whole, high-stakes drug plot in this really understandable fight for survival.
So you connect with her struggles first.
Right. And it lets them explore themes like, economic hardship, rural decay, makes her choices feel heavier, maybe more resonant.
And they tie it to specific anxieties.
Yeah. The creators mentioned her struggles maybe getting worse under a potential Trump presidency, thinking local farming might lose support from a businessman type who obliterates smaller, more localized competition.
Okay, so connecting personal desperation to bigger picture stuff. That adds depth.
Definitely. And the farm itself. It's not just a backdrop.
It's the cover operation.
Bingo. Like a new Los Palos Hermanos, they said, which visually offers a lot. They talk about beautiful land with gorgeous views.
So that contrast.
Yeah.
The idyllic surface hiding the dark reality underneath.
Exactly. A really strong visual metaphor. Beauty hiding the beast, like you said. Crucial for live action.
Okay, so let's talk about her. Mary Ellen. What do we know about her?
Right. Mary Ellen. She insists on the full name, apparently. Born and raised in the same small town. Met her husband, Jerry, in high school.
So she's deeply rooted in this community.
Very much so. Which makes her later actions, well, it raises the stakes. She's betraying her own world, in a way.
And physically, what's the picture they paint?
She's in her 40s, described as weathered but fit from the farm work. Tough. Someone you wouldn't mess with, not one to fuck with, is the phrasing.
Okay.
And they're specific that she's not the most attractive, but far from ugly. It feels very real, not glamorized.
Grounded. And her motivation, is it just the farm?
It starts there, financially. Jerry's death hits hard. Her retirement money is halved. Life insurance is minimal. She's vulnerable.
But there's more to it.
Seems like it. The creators say her journey is about what she's looking for in her life now that her husband is gone, beyond just the money, maybe identity. Control. Survival on her own terms.
Okay, that leads us to the story beats, the hooks. And this concept seems to have some big ones.
Oh, yeah. The first big bombshell they propose, Mary Ellen discovers her husband, Jerry, the respected town sheriff, is secretly involved in drug trafficking.
Wow, that's the twist.
Proposed as an end-of-the-season cliffhanger, just completely flips her world and what the audience thinks they know. Talk about a hook.
Absolutely. So her whole journey starts from that point of betrayal.
Right. And her emotional arc is key. She starts off unaware, then there's anger at Jerry, then maybe acceptance, even understanding.
Trying to make sense of it.
Maybe, but then it circles back to rage. They even have a potential line for her. Look what you made me do, Jerry. Look what I've become because of you.
Oof. Heavy stuff. It's not just about crime. It's about grief, identity, how far you get pushed.
Exactly. How loss and vulnerability can, lead down some dark paths.
Yep.
Moral erosion.
And the pilot. How does it kick off?
They want to start with a bang, or maybe something horrendous, or catchy, as they put it.
Okay.
Picture this. Mary Ellen rams some guy's car into a swamp, watches him sink very intently.
Whoa, okay.
Then she deliberately hits a deer on the way home.
To cover the damage to her car.
Precisely. Covers her tracks, establishes right away she's tough, capable of extreme stuff, throws her right into the shit, is how they phrase it.
And the guy in the car?
Could be a mule, maybe, for a bigger drug operation, just instantly sets the stakes.
That is quite an opening. Definitely grabs your attention.
Signals this isn't going to be gentle.
Yeah.
And the pressure just ramps up from there. There's an antagonist, described as a half-a-dick POS.
Charming.
Who wants Jerry's old job as sheriff. And he starts getting suspicious of Mary Ellen pretty quick.
Ah, the classic rival, the threat closing in.
Right. And here's a provocative idea they floated for later, maybe season 3.
Go on.
Mary Ellen, who by this point might control, law enforcement and the drug trade in town, she kills this rival sheriff candidate.
Kills him because he's getting too close.
Yeah. A cold-blooded murder to protect her operation. They call it a turning moment.
I'll say, that's a massive line to cross, covering up that while running everything else, the complexity.
Unbelievable stakes. It's that dissent audiences find compelling, right? But how far can she go before you can't root for her anymore?
That's the tightrope, isn't it?
It really is. But wait, there's more. The biggest what if. The most audacious idea.
Okay, I'm braced.
What if Jerry, the dead husband, faked his own death, and he's actually alive?
No way.
Yes, way. And not just alive, but operating as like a higher level drug lord himself.
Get out. Seriously.
Seriously. The creators apparently called it fucking luck in the ballsack, if they could pull it off. The beloved dead sheriff is actually the ruthless kingpin behind it all.
Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
That changes everything. The entire foundation of her story.
Completely. Everything she thought she knew, everything she did, maybe even partly in his memory or because of his betrayal, it all gets recontextualized.
But could that feel like a cheat? Like pulling the rug out too late in the game?
That's the risk, definitely. A huge gamble. But the idea, I think, is that by the time it happens, you're so deep into Mary Ellen's own transformation.
That this final betrayal just cements her.
Yeah. It solidifies her journey into this powerful, maybe broken figure. It's meant to elevate her arc, not just shock for shock's sake.
Okay, I can see the potential dramatic power. And Jerry's reasons for faking his death.
Could be layered. Maybe he knew he was about to get caught or killed by rivals. Or maybe, like they hinted, he was unhappy, tasted more, wanted a bigger criminal life than being a small-town sheriff allowed.
So he just walks away from it all, leaves her to deal with the mess, or worse, manipulates her into taking over.
That seems to be the implication. And they thought about how to make his death convincing to really sell the later shock.
How so?
2 main ideas. 1, cremation. Jerry insists on it. Maybe a horrific accident makes the body hard to ID. Inside contacts help cover it up. Mary Ellen gets ashes.
That aren't his.
Right. She finds strength and solace from this false memory until the final season reveal hits her like a ton of bricks.
Gut-wrenching. What's the other option?
Burial, a big public funeral, love and respect for the fallen sheriff. Very visible.
Okay.
Then, final season, maybe Mary Ellen gets suspicious, exhumes the grave, and finds someone else's body in there.
Oh, wow. Imagine that scene. Her realizing the whole thing was a lie.
Yeah, they picture this final scene of her maybe raging at his headstone, at the empty hole in the ground, just pure fury and betrayal.
So either way, it sets up a massive confrontation.
An inevitable showdown. Mary Ellen versus Jerry. And they even float the idea she could kill him.
And let him take the fall.
Yeah, take the fall for most of what she had done. She could inherit his empire, his wealth, become the thing he was, maybe worse.
Audiences would be divided, surely.
Creators expect them to be pissed he's alive, but hopefully love the drama, especially that moment for the actress playing Mary Ellen, realizing she's only helped his cause all this time.
It's almost Shakespearean. Or Greek tragedy, like you said.
Absolutely. So, wrapping it all together, the viability. Does this concept hold up for live action?
Based on all this, the creators seem really confident. They said it's not the biggest or smallest story they've made, but even early on, it feels like one of the most powerful.
And you can see why, right? It's not just another crime show. Using Mary Ellen, this unexpected person, lets them explore desperation differently.
Her journey isn't just about money. It's identity, grief, morality.
Exactly. How vulnerability can lead you to places you never imagined. The moral choices aren't just plot points. They change her. Fundamentally, you're watching someone blur the line between victim and perpetrator.
And the action, the high stakes, feel personal because of the betrayals involved. You're invested in her, not just the plot twists.
Right. It feels like it has potential for really strong performances and a story that could genuinely keep you guessing, which is hard to find these days.
It makes you think, too, about what desperation lies hidden under normal surfaces. How close could any of us get to that edge?
What stands out is how they push her character through intense pressure, right to the moral brink, and then hit you with that final twist that reframes everything. It's ambitious.
Very ambitious. If they pull it off, it could be something special for audiences wanting more than just the usual procedural.
Yeah, the moral ambiguity, the unique lead, the sheer audacity of that potential long game betrayal. It all screams live action potential.
Okay, so let's recap this deep dive into Farmer's Market. We've got this really grounded, unexpected protagonist, Mary Ellen, fighting to survive.
Then the shock of finding out her dead husband's secret life.
Followed by escalating twists, maybe even murder. And then the absolutely massive what if about Jerry faking his death.
It's built on character, pushing boundaries in ways that feel both familiar in the genre, but also pretty new.
Yeah, it feels like even in these early stages, there's immense potential here for a really powerful character-first crime drama, something that challenges the usual formulas.
The way the plot seems designed to unravel, shock, and deepen her moral compromises. It could deliver both great entertainment and some really deep character work.
Which leaves us with something to chew on, doesn't it? You know, if that line between just surviving and becoming complicit gets that blurry, and the people you trust most are hiding the biggest secrets, what does that really say about the foundations of our own lives? How far could any of us be pushed to protect what we think is ours?
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Next week, Mark and Jen drift back into nature as they look at a horror short that will keep you talking. Until then, remember, keep your perspective open. Artificial intelligence was used to assist in generating audio content for this episode.